People are like, Gen Z are drinking less than millennials did. Can you imagine if they found a way to drink more than us? If Gen Z found a way to outdrink the Four Loko generation, we would actually probably have problems. Remember, for our 21st birthdays, it was customary to take 21 shots and live to tell the tale. We literally are the generation that invented power hours. If you don't know what power hours are, you don't need to know what they are. We used to play this game called Drinking and Driving, and we weren't actually driving, we were playing Mario Kart, but you had to race somebody in Mario Kart and chug a beer at the same time. It's actually so much harder than it sounds, but like this was like our idea of fun, and we just like are the generation that invented this kind of shit. I remember when they'd come out with a new flavor of Burnett's vodka, it was like a new Beanie Baby was coming out. We were so excited. We're like, oh my God, they came out with sweet tea flavored vodka. Also, Gen Z found a way to like work less than we had to. So like, I don't even know if they need to drink as much as we did.
Madre Dios, have mine ears bewitched me with whispers of Xanadu?
You know, with society being FedEx to hell by handcart, it's actually kind of comforting to know that Gen Z is drinking substantially less than us. I mean, woman, every single thing you mentioned is kind of dumb. Now, don't get me wrong, we entitled millennials are guilty of all of this. You don't invent a game like Edward Forty-Hands and claim to be a PhD, but at the same time, when you think about it, not much has changed. We have an army of modern women who need alcohol in order to have a good time. The mere idea of staying sober and not waking up with a hangover that would make Winston Churchill himself question his life choices does not once occur to the millennial woman. You can't even make this commentary without a glass of wine clenched in your fist, and you're missing the bigger point. I'm willing to bet an intergalactic space penny that we're going to see a meteoric rise in female alcoholism, and Gen Z took one look at that and realized that they don't want any part of it. And who can really blame them? Where's the fun in getting liquored up and making even more terrible choices? They're learning from your screw-ups, woman, and from the looks of it, they made the right call because you've screwed up far too many times.
Pathetic.
I texted my ex-husband, hey, just double checking, you can watch our daughter so I can go on my honeymoon, right? And he's like, oh, I had a work trip planned for then. And so then guess what he does? He calls me. He's like, I'm really sorry, I messed up the dates. He's like, I will either have my mom fly in and watch her daughter, or I will not go on my work trip. And he was like, I would never mess up or ruin your wedding plans or your honeymoon plans. When I say I never thought years ago that we could get here, I really mean that. It means the world when you have a co-parent that isn't out to get you, but we both love our daughter so much. That's a priority for us to get along. And you guys, this is so much growth. This is not the experience I've had with him the last 3 years, but like, I'm so grateful that this is where we can get to and where we're at.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna call horse malarkey on this one. Now, I will admit that the husband probably did say he didn't want to ruin his ex-wife's honeymoon, but that most certainly was not the focal point of the conversation. This is a dad who clearly cares about his daughter and wants to make sure she's taken care of while his ex goes off to party before starting up her list of excuses as to why she's gonna file for a second divorce. This has nothing to do with your nuptials, as it does wanting him to spend time with his own flesh and blood. But you're so far up your own ass that you have to make it about you and your honeymoon, because the distance is so great that he has to take a plane just to see her. Now, I have no idea who moved where, and personally I don't really care because it doesn't really matter. You got sole custody of the kids, so he has to do a lot of work just for the opportunity to see her. That's not personal growth. That's solving problems that were caused by court mandates. And you can't even pass up an opportunity to bring up about how he failed you in the past before you even bother to give him a compliment, and then you turn around and refer to him as a co-parent instead of your daughter's father. It really just shows where your head's at.
Man, that's just mean. That's mean, man.
I can only do this once because I have to study for a final that I'm set to fail. And I can't dash any expectations. Anyway, I want to know, I saw this video on here that was like, you want to know what happened to clubbing? Girls stopped being the ones dancing on the table. And that's so true. The reason why the club fucking sucks nowadays, except for a choice few, is because somehow, some way, the frat guys infiltrated it. Their playlists snuck their way. Why am I not in the middle of a strobe lit club dance floor room having my where have you been all my moment? No, instead I'm like, what rhythm is this? I don't know. I can't find it. That might be my problem. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. It could very well be my problem. But what happened to Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna? Why aren't you playing those songs? The other day, they played Sweet Fucking Caroline with a uns backtrack. What? Go back to catering to girls, please.
No.
Woman, no, you don't get to do that. Now, I can appreciate you taking time out of your studies to go onto TikTok to complain about the club scene sucking, but talking smack about Sweet Caroline? What in the hell did Neil Diamond ever do to you, sister? He only performed one of the most iconic party anthems of all time. Sweet Caroline has been a staple in college bars and clubs for literally decades, and if you don't have fun with it, then that's a you problem. Now, frat boys did not infiltrate the club scene with their playlists. Clubs evolved to cater to men because, frankly, you suck worse than a strung-out lot lizard on a Tuesday night. You see, the only reason why clubs got to cater to you was because dudes were coming in to party with you. But thanks to you and your kind becoming some of the most annoying creatures to ever invade the club scene, the dudes stopped going. So clubs had to stop catering to you and your garbage music taste and create an atmosphere for guys to come in and have some fun. Because at the end of the day, it's the men who are keeping the lights on. I mean, how can you? You're clearly broke, entitled, and you're too stupid to even bother to study for any of your college exams. So my advice to you is to either sober up or learn to appreciate Neil Diamond. Because if you want to have fun at the club, it's now our way or the highway, sister.
I believe in happy endings, and if Neil Diamond has anything to do with it, this love story is gonna have one.
A hard truth about relationships and men is that the thing that made him love you in the beginning will eventually be the one trait that makes him hate you. And let me explain. I'm going to use a couple examples here, so listen up. If the reason he liked you in the beginning is because you are a high income earner, you are a hard worker, that relationship will end by him saying, you work too hard, you make too much money, it emasculates me. The truth is, men do not know what they want. Usually the women by their side are the ones clearing things up for them. And what I mean by that is they're sitting there saying, no, this is how actually things should go. That is why men in relationships and married men are more successful than single men. Fight me, I don't care, it's true. Number two, if the beginning of the relationship started by him saying, I love how outgoing you are, I love how people are so attracted to you, you are so magnetic, that relationship will end by him saying, people like you too much, you are too friendly, and you are too outgoing.
I don't think any of that's true.
Well, you're just wrong on that one, sweet cheeks. Most men know exactly what they want. It's not that complicated. We want peace, appreciation, and some food that doesn't taste like it's been broiled inside the hollowed out carcass of a week-old dead elk. You're the one who doesn't know what you want, but that doesn't stop you from trying to dictate where the relationship goes. You think anything a man wants is inherently wrong, and the only way for it to work is if you're the one demanding that the man changes every single thing about himself just to match your bonkers sensibilities, which is kind of weird because you don't even have any sensibilities. You insist on taking the wheel of the relationship, questioning the man's leadership abilities for no reason, and constantly fight a pointless battle in your never-ending war to always be right. But the weird thing is that once you nag the guy hard enough for you to take over, you have no idea what in the hell you're even doing. So he gets fed up with you and your endless amount of ball breaking, and he ends up leaving you. Not because you're outgoing or because people like you, but because you're a pain in the ass and everybody can't stand you. And that's because he has the one thing that you crave in life, and that's control. But even when you commandeer the relationship, it still ends up going down in flames because you don't even know how to drive safely.
I know this sounds counterintuitive because you're sitting there thinking, well, then why would he like those things about me in the beginning? Because he does like those things, but eventually he will grow to disdain those things about you because he himself does not have them and he never will. And will take the positive qualities that they love about you in the beginning and spin them in a way where they end up hating them in the end. I don't know why they do this. It quite literally makes no sense. They want to steal your shine. When they cannot do this, they will learn to hate this and leave you because of it. This will leave you confused. But I am telling you right now, he's insecure. You took the sunshine from where he was standing and he cannot stand that, okay? Men just do not like this. They want to be the center of attention.
So the thing that he loves about you in the beginning will be the thing that breaks you up in the end. It's a really hard pill to swallow, but it's true. Love you. Bye.
I'm going to pretend to understand what that means.
Hold up, why is it when you steal his sunshine, that's somehow a good thing? I mean, you said it yourself. You're accusing him of stealing your sunshine, and that's somehow a way that he holds you in contempt. But when you do it, it's because you're outgoing, lovable, and powerful. You see the problem here? You can't celebrate doing that. It's a sign that you're not a loving or caring person. You're bitter, and you can't stand the fact that the man you're with is an independent thinker who doesn't magically give up every single aspect of his identity just to please you. Because there is no pleasing you. You're trying to paint us as hateful monsters who just want to control you, but nothing could be further from the truth. That takes way too much energy, and there's no payoff. We just want someone who's going to be nice to us, and you consider that a form of oppression. And that's because you're a living embodiment of a modern-day succubus. You want to destroy his peace and comfort just so you can feel like you're in the right. You suck the life energy out of this guy, so who can really blame him when he turns around and calls you a ball-breaking bitch for making his life a chaotic hell? I've only listened to you prattle on for about 2 minutes, and I already want to file multiple restraining orders against you.
Strong in the Lord, the power of his might. You're strong in the Lord, the power of his might.
So my ex-husband decided to tell me last night that he cheated and had to cheat for 11 months because I emasculated him. Why not just level up? Man up, that's another choice. I didn't realize it was the best choice was to cheat. I tried to get examples and he just said, you know, you made all the plans, you did all the things. You can start making plans, you can start doing things. I'm not that scary.
Liar, liar, liar.
I will never apologize for my outspokenness, for my outgoingness, for my intelligence, for the money I make, for my education. I won't. And I have to say, I've been the same since day one. So he did choose to marry and make me the mother of his child, knowing who I am.
Really?
Full disclosure, gentlemen and gents, I do not condone cheating. Regardless of the genderisms, it's just a crappy thing to do all around. And if you're in a relationship with somebody and things are so bad that you feel like you need to cheat, then you should just end things before going down that road. But with that being said, I can't say I'm surprised this guy ended up cheating. One of the worst things a woman can do to a man is to endlessly emasculate him. And if a woman goes out of her way to make a man feel small, like you clearly did, then he's going to find another route to feel masculine. Now, when he said that you did all the planning, what he was trying to say was that you were a tyrant. I mean, you said it yourself. You refused to apologize for being insufferable. And it's not that he couldn't plan anything, it's that you wouldn't let him do anything. And your solution was that he just needed to level up just to please you. You're not outgoing, you're not outspoken, and then your money and education have nothing to do with it. You're just a mean person, and you clearly went out of your way to hurt this guy multiple times. So it's only natural that he'd search for that masculinity elsewhere. I mean, I'm not condoning what he did, but that doesn't mean I don't understand why. Being stuck with you in a marriage sounds like a living hell that no man deserves.
Who I am is somebody who, I'm the planner, but that's also an absence of nobody else planning. I just went on a Cabo trip where I didn't plan a day, a minute, any of it, and it was beautiful. Let's sit back and think, why is this woman, or maybe husband, why are they doing all the things? Why are they the researcher, the planner, the person who decides what we're gonna eat, where we're gonna eat, what we're gonna do this weekend? Most of the time it's because you're not speaking up either. Somebody has to. This is a mental load. If nobody else speaks up, then I'm going to. If after years of asking, what do you want for dinner? What do you want to do tonight? What do you want to do this weekend? Hey, what do you think about this? If you don't speak up, then I'm going to. So yeah, that was really fun and enlightening.
And it seems like this enlightenment went absolutely nowhere, huh? This guy came clean and tried to explain that he cheated because you were being toxic and making his life a living hell, and you're trying to weasel your way out of it by just saying he wasn't doing his job, so you had to do it. But it's kind of hard to do that when you're not letting him do his job. But to be fair, you did ask a question, and what kind of a certified gent would I be if I didn't provide an answer? Well, the answer to your question is simple, sweetheart. The reason why your husband didn't plan anything was because you clearly clearly deemed him too incompetent to do anything. You've proven it by trying to pull the mental load argument. You cling onto this whole victim mentality because at the end of the day, you need to be in control of everything, and it came to the point where your husband didn't bother to speak up because you're the type of woman who'd want to stab him if he didn't fold the dish towers in a way you deem to be socially acceptable. And after a while, that guy just shut down. And if a woman comes along who makes him feel masculine and appreciated, yeah, he's gonna do something stupid. Like I said, I don't condone cheating, but at the end of the day, it's not surprising that he was getting his needs met elsewhere. He suffered enough, and the mere idea of sleeping with you was so painful because your innards are clearly lined with razor wire. Special thanks to the fine members of the Bounty Board over on Patreon. These are the types of people who will always have a spare USB cable regardless of the size, and if you ask me, that's pretty freaking awesome. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where for $5 a month, you can get access to almost 100 videos of exclusive content that you're not going to find on YouTube. Links in the pinned comment down below if you want to check it out. And that's going to do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.